Ano ai kako, aloha. My name is Makana, and I wanted to just share with you folks a little introduction to this beautiful style of music from Hawaii. It's called ki ho'alu. In English, we say Hawaiian slack key guitar. Ki ho'alu. Ho is an active form, a verb form, and alu means to loosen or to relax. And so when we slack the keys, we change the whole dynamic of the guitar. And this is a music that really is, dates back to the mid 1800s. You know, the guitar first arrived to Hawaii on the whaling ships, but its significant appearance was with the vaqueros who were brought here by Kauike Auuli, Kamehameha III, to help the Hawaiian people to learn the art of paniolo, or managing the cattle. And they brought their guitars with them, and you could imagine that late at night they would be sitting by the campfire and sharing this music. Now, some people, some historians say that they left the guitars with the Hawaiians, but they forgot to teach them how to tune. And now we know that's not true, because one of the most popular tunings of a slack key guitar is we call taro patch, named after the kalo, the staple of Hawaiian food, and the ancestor of the Hawaiian people, Ha'aloa. But that tuning is a tuning that dates far back into Spain. We call it Spanish G. So we know that there was some exchange, and really what the Hawaiians created significantly their own was a style that they were able to accompany themselves in these beautiful tunings. And so right now I'm in standard tuning. It is a tuning that is, you know, broadly, I don't want to use too much, they're going to take down my video. But this is a tuning that's basically used by, I would say, the majority of guitar players around the world. Now, there are different styles that use other tunings, many styles, but Hawaiian slack key is unique, and I'm going to show you why. So right now, in order to go to a slack key tuning, we're going to actually loosen or slack the keys. Now, there are hundreds of tunings, but we're going to start with this taro patch tuning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top string, we label them 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to slack it down. It's at an E right now, and I'm going to go down to a D. Now, of course, you can always use a tuner, and in my lessons on Patreon, I go much deeper into the tuning. I'm going to take the A string, which is this string here, the 5th string, 6, 5, and I'm going to tune it down to G. Take the last string, the high string, number 1, that's an E, we're going to tune it down or slack it to D. Alright, now we are in, you might call it Spanish G, you might call it open G, but Hawaiians call it taro patch. Well, now what's cool about this, first listen is just strumming it open. We leave the top string and we just go from the 5th string down. It's already a chord. I'm not even using this hand. That's the beauty of this, is the chord, the guitar is tuned to a chord, so it's already so efficient. You don't have to use this hand to hold a chord. It's a different way of thinking. So now that it's tuned to a chord, I'm going to show you a very basic fundamental exercise. And so, you know, Hawaiian slack key is all about simulating more than one guitar on a single instrument. So what does slack key sound like? Well, we always establish a bass line like this. Or it could be like this, a waltz bass line. So over that, and again, this is not the lesson yet, I just want to show you what it sounds like, is slack key takes a melody and it plays it while that bass line is going on. So the melody might be something like this, like Now that's pretty, but it's kind of missing something. Somebody strumming in the background. It's not full enough. So slack key says, okay, Charlie, I'm gonna do the bass now. And then I'm gonna play that same melody. Now the thumb is what's responsible for the bass. The finger is gonna do the melody. Okay, so that's Hawaiian slack key guitar. Now, that's complex and it takes time to learn how to do it. So when I teach the same way that I was taught by my kumu, my teacher, Bobby Madero Jr., and by his teacher, Raymond Kane, Nanakuli. And we always start with the foundational technique of learning the bass. And when I started learning, I was 11 years old. And I did this over and over thousands of times. And you know, that's why, you know, there's not many slack key guitar players, because you got to start with a lot of patience. But if you are not in a rush, you're not concerned with how long this is gonna take, I guarantee you, you just sit with it, you're gonna learn. And you know, something funny, I used to have a school of slack key students when I was 15 years old, and had all kind of people come. Would have like brought us construction workers and you know, teachers and lifeguards and you know, had all kinds of students, old, young, moms, uncles, grandpas, kids. And you know who was the best? And I'm not joking, it was always the moms. For some reason, the moms, they learn so fast. They just, I don't know if it's because they get so little free time, they take it real serious or what, but the progress was unreal. So, you know, this is a style that anybody can learn, and I'll show you how. This is the first step. The foundation of slack key is this. Now, we root the pinky here because the reason is because you don't want this hand guessing. Every time you're gonna pick, this is extraneous movement. We're not strumming, we're gonna pick. And so we root that pinky right there on the face of the guitar. And make sure it's comfortable, guitar's in your lap. Don't cut off circulation over here. And then you just get the thumb going like this. And you're gonna assign the thumb to the 5 string. You remember, we go from the high string to the low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or adversely, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So just think the thumb is responsible for the thick strings, the 6, 5, 4. And the finger is responsible for the high strings. And what I like to do is, I got 3 fingers here because the pinky is holding down the 4th, right? So you got 1, 2, 3. Assign the ring finger to the 1st string, the middle finger to the 2nd, and the pointer finger to the 3rd. First, we're gonna start real simple. Just do this with your pinky rooted. Just do the bass like this, 5, 4, alternating, and go real slow. Slow is the key. Just like Molokai, you get 2 speeds, slow and slower. It's like a meditation. So at first, you're gonna feel, if you never did this before, you're gonna feel tension in here and stuff, and that's natural. You know, if you feel uncomfortable, that's a good sign. It's natural. It means you're doing something you're not used to doing, and that's okay. Don't let it deter you. We want to do this for hours. And you didn't do it hours at a time. You know, you do 15 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 20 minutes then. This is the foundation. Now we're going to switch and do 6, 4. And back to 5, 4. Now one of the things people always do, almost everybody is, they're doing this and they looking, I don't know where they're looking, somewhere else. anywhere but their own hands. I said, what you looking at? Go look at your hand. Because when you're training your muscle memory, you want to look at that hand. Watch that hand. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the fingers. Very, very simple. And this is the first exercise I was taught. I still do it after 25 plus years playing slack key guitar. And it's the foundation of the whole art form. Just like this. Watch this. I'll explain in a minute. Just watch. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? So, slack key, we're always alternating a bass. So right now, we're just doing this. And I'm adding in just this with the ring on the high string, the one string, and the middle on the second string. Now I'm gonna give you the numeric order so you can learn it, but eventually you're gonna have to let go of that and not think in numbers. But for now, we're gonna go 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4. 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4. You can write that down if you want. 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4. 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4. Now notice, even though there's the 1 and 2 thrown in, the 5 and 4 have to be like a metronome, like a clock. So if you're gonna do this, you don't want to do it like this. No. That's for the guy that's all boss. You want to do it real clean, where the 5 and 4 are alternating like a clock. 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, I know it's boring, but maybe you can think of it as relaxing. So now, because you know what's happening here is you're training your muscle memory so that eventually your thumb has to be totally free, right? So now we go to the 6-4. It's the same thing, but instead of 5, we're gonna do 6. So 6, 4, 1, 6, 2, 4, 6, 4, 1, 6, 2, 4, 6, 4, 1, 6, 2, 4, 6, 4, 1, 6, 2, 4, and back to 5. 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 5. So eventually what this will allow a player to do after weeks and weeks and maybe months of practicing this and other exercises that I teach, then just keep that bass going like this. And I'm just going to improvise with my fingers, but notice that bass is not going to change. So that's a little intro to Hawaiian slack key guitar. If you guys enjoyed that and you're interested in learning, it's a rare time that I'm teaching. Usually I'm very busy touring, but I'm taking this time right now to share this mana'o that was gifted to me from so many great kumu, including Sonny Chillingworth. And so you can check out my lessons on patreon.com/makana music. That's Patreon, Patreon. It's a play on the words patron. Patreon.com/makana music. And if you guys have family members or friends that might be interested in learning Hawaiian slack key guitar, now's a great time. Go check them out. I made them real cheap. My lessons are literally it's tutorials I post once a week, and they're literally like ukulele is $5 a tutorial. Slack key is about $6 a tutorial. So I made them super cheap, and you can go at your own pace. And then I encourage my haumana, my students, to send me videos I can review. I'm always messaging with my students, and you know, really just encouraging them, giving them tips. I critique their after they do a lesson, they do a little video. I have a whole system, they can upload it, and then I review that. And it's awesome, man. We got students in Japan, in Holland, in all over America, Canada, and of course all over Hawaii. And so check it out and learn some Hawaiian culture and beautiful a style of music that always can just make you feel so good. And you don't need previous experience. You can start from scratch. So check them out. Aloha.